Hey, so it's the first time out in the SUP. It's February. You'll see this place behind me. So this is Metala Beach, part of Molyneux. This is perfect for SUP because it is a sheltered bay. It's really safe. It's really shallow, and not too steep going down into the water. Doesn't tend to get much wind apart from the wind that comes on shore. So yeah, pretty safe all in all. The board, you'll see I've got it floating in the water at the moment. That's really wet. And the reason for that is underneath we have fins there. And you don't want to have the fins on concrete or dragging through, or even really dragging through the sand. It's not that great. This is a big, wide, stable board. You see it's got a handle there for easy carry. I'm going to show you so it can easily fit under the arm, carry it like that, just a bit like a surfboard. Generally a little bit lighter than most surfboards. You've got at the back of the board, so this is the back, tends to have, when it's not being used, this is for inflating and deflating here. It's got the leash around here, attached around the handle, and so that'll always go around the ankle of whoever's on it, like before they get on the water, really, because it's a safety aspect. They don't want to be detached from their board at all. If you're doing it from the side, the leash would be round something. You could put it around I would put it around a little post up there, boat, tender, anything like that. Put it around that until they're on it. So that is the leash, goes around the ankle with the attachment there at the back of the ankle. But I'll do that in a moment. What else have we got? So this is where it's quite useful, because where the handle is, that's kind of like we call it the sweet spot on the board. And what we do is we line up our sweet spot with the sweet spot on the board. So your sweet spot is kind of, describe this, between the sit bones, right between the legs. So and that'll generally keep you stable if you line up with that. The feet will come either side of the board to stabilize you. The wider that your stance is, the more stable that you're going to be. We'll show you the stance in a little while. The paddle, so this is, when I picked this up, it was the wrong height. So somebody who had been using it was doing it wrong, how it should be. So you'll see the paddle's got, I think of it like when you're swimming, you're doing like front crawl. So the hand is like a paddle, and that's what the paddle is going to do in the water, the same action as the hand. So it's the concave on the inside. So you just always check that the paddle is like your hand would be going through water. The height of the paddle is just, you want the hand on the top, and this, and on the handle there's this bit where you just wrap the hands around the top and the fingers tuck in. It'll feel odd one way and it'll feel good the other. We've got this thing in the middle for adjusting the height of the paddle. So how high should your paddle be? Your arms should be extended, but a slight bend. On this one, it's got height, but I tend to just go for, I'm going to extend the arm, but I don't want the arm like locked out. I just want it nice and soft, so soft bend in the elbow. And that's going to give you the right height for the paddle. So getting onto the board, you would have your paddle at the ready. You pop your leash on around the ankle. Now I like it getting in from, like when I'm working with beginners, getting in from shallow water, because tends to give them a bit of confidence. It's not so great if you're going straight into deep water from off the edge, but it's possible, and they can kind of stay in control of where they are. So what we'll do is get the paddle ready, the way I'm going to face, and I'm going to come onto it sideways on. So I'm looking for the handle, coming onto it sideways on, and they're going to come onto it kneeling. So they want the hands just on the other side of the handle, coming onto the knees, and then as soon as they can, they're turning round to sit so they're facing the front. Now the paddle action, when you are on the knees, which is what you do to get people used to it, is slightly different. You're just using the bottom half of the paddle. So I've got one hand, palm facing away, thumb tucked under, just like nice and loose around the paddle. The other hand halfway up and facing you. And then ideally we want to be doing equal strokes each side, but of course it's going to depend on where you are. So I think that's you ringing. So we start off on the knees. And how do we get to standing? We take the paddle down, put the hands down. You take the feet either side of the handle, you squat, you lift the head, and you come up to standing like that. So, and that's the basics of getting on and off. Of course, the paddle action is completely another kettle of fish. A hand goes on the top when you're standing, and there's lots of different paddle actions for you to do, but I tend to get people used to doing it on the knees to start with, and then they can build up their confidence like that. So that's that. Quick snapshot. Bye.